At the end of 2015, most analysts were forecasting a substantial decline in Chinese crude steel production on the basis of weaker domestic demand and prices, and a declining export market as stronger and larger countervailing duties and anti-dumping tariffs were applied to Chinese steel imports globally. In reality, the Chinese credit stimulus that was released at the start of 2016 continues to flow through the domestic industry with higher construction activity than forecast, and this has led to improved domestic demand. On the global front, Chinese exports kept rising in the first half of 2016 as exporters found new markets, and the impact of more countervailing duties and anti-dumping tariffs took longer to take hold than expected. It's only since August that we've started seeing year-on-year declines in export volumes out of China. Domestic steel production around the world is a politically sensitive issue, as restricting imports helps a country's domestic producers, which means jobs, and that's a vote winner every day. And as such, the governments around the world are trying to protect this industry through the application of countervailing duty and anti-dumping tariffs. While the technical aim of these tariffs is to ensure that the price of the imported material matches the true cost of production, that's after penalising for any government subsidies and or the producers dumping the steel at a loss, some tariffs have reached exorbitant levels. For example, in the US, regulators have imposed duties of 522% on cold-rolled coil and 450% on corrosion-resistant steel imports from China. And while that is the exception, China now does have over 70 trade restrictions either in place or under investigation, and that's from 15 countries and the European Union. It's important to note that while we forecast Chinese exports will decline over the coming decade, they will remain the largest exporter globally. Many of China's major export markets are to the North and Southeast Asian countries, which still lack the required levels of domestic steelmaking production facilities. Vietnam, for example, is poised to become the 10th largest steel consumer, but it still doesn't produce very much crude steel locally. Significant domestic production facilities aren't expected to come online before 2021. So while exports to places like Europe and North America are expected to fall, emerging markets are filling up a substantial part of this vacated capacity.